Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Thank you for coming out. My name is Kari Steele. I am president at the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago's Board of Commissioners. Thank you so much for being here today. It's ironic that we couldn't have gathered last week as planned because it was pouring raining, but that just shows that we really needed this project, because I believe when we had the groundbreaking 3 years ago, it was pouring raining also, but I'll take the good weather and the sun, right? So I'm glad it's nice and sunny and the weather's nice today. Is our executive director here? No? We'll get right to it. I would like to, as I introduce myself, Kari Steele, President of the Board of Commissioners at Water Reclamation, I would also like to recognize our partners who have been so critical in bringing this project to the finish line. Thank you, Palos Heights Mayor Robert Straz, aldermen, city leaders, public works staff, Forest Preserves of Cook County General Superintendent Arnold, Randall, and staff. And thank you to all the elected officials who are present. State Senator Bill Cunningham, Alderman Don Bylut, and Alderman Jack Clifford. And we are grateful for the work of the district engineers and workers who completed this project. The last time we met here, it was almost to this day in 2019, and we stood in the pouring rain, and the need for flood storage was clearly apparent. And as we now know, much has happened in the world since then. But through it all, we not only completed this project, but the FEMA flood insurance rate map was officially revised, removing 70 homes and structures from the Zone A flood plan in the city of Palos Heights. We are proud to have made this investment to protect the Palos Heights community from stormwater and give them a peace of mind. We are also thrilled to see homeowners receive cost savings as a result of this work, because before they were previously forced to pay for mandatory flood insurance due to the threat of the 100-year rainstorms. As part of this $1.6 million project, we demolished an existing dam and outlet culverts and replaced them with the new concrete dam, outlet culvert, and spillway. The additional stormwater storage provides this area with 40 acre-feet or more than 13 million gallons of capacity. We'd also like to look for this project, or at this project, for the attractive spaces created in our natural forest preserve. The project provided new trails and recreational benefits for visitors at Arrowhead Lake. We resurfaced approximately 2,675 feet of multi-use pedestrian path and regraded an eroded bank at the south side of Arrowhead Lake and restored it with native seeds, plant plugs, and trees. We know we can't eliminate heavy rains, but this project demonstrates our commitment to stormwater management and our commitment to protect communities from flooding. Thanks to the collaboration with our partners at the Forest Preserve of Cook County, the City of Palos Heights, and the CalSag Watershed Planning Council, we will now have protection from flooding as well as new trails and an improved forest preserve to attract visitors to this beautiful Arrowhead Lake. I would now like to introduce Palos Heights Mayor Robert Straz. Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. We may have had the groundbreaking 3 years ago, but this project basically in our hearts started probably closer to 40 years ago. For the last 40 years plus, people in this area were in the floodplain, and each one of them had to pay approximately, if not more, $1,000 a year in flood insurance. And through the efforts of the MWRD, and I want to thank them particularly, with the creation of the watershed conferences. The CalSag Watershed Conference started meeting about 5 years ago and had a number of projects that we needed to get done, and particularly these two in Palos Heights. One is on the west side of town, and this one here. The unfortunate thing is, two individuals who have been fighting for this project for the last 30 years that I know of, Doris and Phil Tortorici, lived about 2 blocks to the north of here, and we're in that floodplain for the last 40 years. They went into their 80 years of age, and unfortunately, during the past year, through COVID and some illness, both of them passed away. So they were never able to see the fruits of what they've put in over those last 30 years of fighting. But so I'd like to at least keep them in your heart as we go forward with this project. But again, thank you to the MWRD leadership, staffing, our staff here at the City of Palos Heights and the Forest Preserve District for the diligent work they've done in the past 3 years getting this project done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I would now like to introduce Arnold Randall, Superintendent of the Forest Preserve of Cook County.
Thank you, President Steele. Good morning. Welcome to Arrowhead Lake. It's a beautiful day. I'm glad we changed it, Allison and President Steele. When the Forest Preserves of Cook County was founded more than 100 years ago, our mission was to acquire, restore, and manage lands for the purpose of protecting them and preserving them for public open space in a natural state for education, pleasure, and the recreation of the public now and in the future. So we hold that mission very closely to our hearts. That remains our guiding mission, and today the Forest Preserve spans almost 70,000 acres, from the far northwest corner of the county to the far southeast. Arrowhead Lake and the surrounding preserves can be seen as a snapshot of what the Forest Preserves offer. The lake is a place where you can catch bluegill, sunfish, largemouth bass, and the picnic grove off 135th Street has hosted innumerable outdoor parties and events. Our Tinley Creek Trail system includes a nearly 10-mile-long paved loop that runs through the preserves at Arrowhead Lake and connects to another 10-mile system of paved trails through rolling hills, prairies, forests, alongside wetlands and ravines. Much of this area was farmland, but is now preserved as green space for the public and a home where native plants and wildlife can thrive. It includes wetlands around Arrowhead Lake that support a rich diversity of amphibians, frogs, toads, and salamanders, and acres of upland oak hickory woodland. I want to thank the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago for leading this project and for the City of Palos Heights for their partnership. Because this is a great example of collaboration that brings benefits to all the organizations. Not only will this project address the issues of flooding and improve infrastructure in Palos Heights, it will also keep floodwater off the Forest Preserve trails, and so I know our trail users are very happy about that. It has also restored a section of Arrowhead Lake's eroded shoreline and will add a new trail access point from the community into the preserve. For the Forest Preserves, this ribbon cutting is another example of protecting and preserving open space in a natural state for the education, pleasure, and recreation of the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnold Randall. And I would just like to once again thank everyone for coming out and helping us help you maintain a clean water environment while we make sure we manage flooding and manage stormwater. So thank you, and I would also like to introduce our newest addition to the Board of Commissioners, Chakena Perry. If you could just wave so everyone can see you. And let's do what we all came here for. Let's walk over to the ribbon and cut this ribbon to get Arrowhead Lake going. Thank you.